Hey everyone, this is Mike Turner again here, just doing another tutorial video on disco lighting software. Today I'm going to talk about two subjects. The first one is creating group buttons and how to use them. And the second one will be to use the three different button formats and describe what they're used for and kind of show you how to create them. Okay, so I'm going to get started. So if you remember the past few videos that I've done, I've been creating these little scenes over here. And the common characteristic to these scenes is that they're all using LED par cans. And so, in essence, they're kind of the same thing with just different attributes, if that makes any sense. So, over time, as you start using this software and you create more scenes, you'll start to feel like there's a lot of gray buttons over here. And I can tell you from personal experience in running light shows that it can kind of get jumbled and sometimes hard to figure out what button does what. So, with that being said, the software developers have come up with this wonderful idea of creating a group button. It's more like a section personally, but in any way, I'll kind of show you what they're used for, and we'll go from there. So there's two areas that you can create them. Over here, you can select here, and down here. Now, I tend to use this area over here, so that's what I'm going to show you guys. So you click on Group Buttons, and as you'll see when I clicked on it, it tells me to click on the screen. And so what that means is essentially you're going to set up a section where you're going to kind of store these buttons. So I'm going to click over here. And so it automatically asks me, what color do I want to do? I'm going to do yellow for the sake of conversation. And then it gives me the ability of naming the group to help further describe what the group is. So I'm going to do LED par scenes. Okay. And so I'll go ahead and drag this down to actually include all of the looks that I have here. Okay, so now you'll see it says LED par scenes. It includes all of my buttons. The one thing that I think is amazing about this, it actually gives me a subgroup master, which is actually something that's quite common in large lighting consoles. So it gives you the ability of having those features in real time. So the way that that's helpful is over time you'll have multiple scenes running at any one point. And let's say, for instance, you've got a live band on stage, and the artist says, "Hey, can you dim the lights?" Well, dim the lights to him might mean just dim the lights on the stage, not in the entire venue, right? So with that being said, you don't want to scramble back and forth and mess with the master fader. You can actually just go over here and dim them here. So I'll kind of show you what this looks like, and I'll pull up the 3D visualizer to do this. Okay, so if I had this particular scene going right now, and I wanted to dim them, I can actually just grab here and dim it. So no matter what scene I'm on, if I'm on blue, again, this is the dimmer. So that's kind of how that's used. I think it's a wonderful tool. It's going to help you figure out different ways to make certain scenes look great. So for instance, one way that I use it, sometimes I will actually turn the dimmer all the way down and activate the next look prematurely so that I can actually fade into that next look when it comes time. So again, how you use this is going to really play a role in the overall outcome of this for you, but it's definitely a wonderful tool. The next thing that I wanted to show you here is the different button modes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Button Wizard. Now granted, you're not going to use this all the time, but this will give you the ability of actually creating different types of buttons. So the ones that we've been using so far are called sequence buttons. Another button is called a multi-button. What the multi-button does is over here, I can essentially create a button that looks like this, and it will say multi underneath, that will press more than one sequence button at any one given point. And so this is commonly used for a themed look, if you will. So for instance, if your nightclub or bar has lights over the bottles, and they have lights over the booths, and then they have lights on the stage, and maybe each one of those have their own scene button, right? Like blue booth and blue stage and blue bottles, whatever. Those might be individual scenes. Well, what I can do is I can trigger all of those scenes with just this one button, and I might call it, for instance, blue all. So that becomes very useful. So I'll go ahead and kind of show you how to do that one. So you just click here. You'll see that it fills in the little bubble there. And so it actually tells you what you need to do, which is awesome. So it says on the pages above, just click the buttons that you want to be activated. So I'm going to click here and here and here. And so I'm going to call this multi-test, just for the sake of doing this. You will see now that the multi-test button is on. So if I go ahead and press this button, if you notice to the left, all these automatically came on. And when I press it again, they automatically go off. So awesome tool there. So I'll just go ahead and put that there. The other button, let's see here, is the autopilot button. Now, I don't have enough scenes on my page to really have this make sense, but essentially I can explain it to you. What you can do is essentially give each button, in essence, it's almost like creating a timeline. So you can set a button that will activate multiple buttons and how long it stays on each button. So in videos in the future, I'll show you how to do that in more detail. It's a little early for that now, but essentially, if you wanted a button that's, for instance, our green scene, if I wanted that to come on and stay on for, 30 beats, and then I wanted that to shut off and then go to the blue button and be on the blue button for 30 beats, I could set this autopilot button to do that. So it gives the impression that there's actually someone running a light show when there's not actually someone running a light show. Anyhow, so that's how that works. Again, there's going to be more detail on that later. I just wanted to explain it to you. So anyhow, I will catch you guys here pretty soon with more videos. I hope this was helpful. I'll talk to you soon. And again, make sure you click subscribe. That way you can get all these videos as they come along. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good day. Bye.